Segment 3, Love and Marriage. The Thomas Sowell reader. Quote, "It may be a sign of our times that everyone seems to be talking openly about sex, but we seem to be embarrassed to talk about love."
Yes.
Explain that one for me.
Well, I can't quite explain why that situation exists, but I have some ideas about the consequences of that. That people greatly underestimate the importance of love. The human race could not survive without love, not even physically, because when a newborn baby enters the world, there's an awful lot of things demanded, and the baby is in no position to compensate anybody, and so the only thing is that the love of babies is what keeps them alive. And if the parents are so bad that they don't have that, then the society has backup systems whereby the baby will still be kept alive.
Mm. Again, the Thomas Sowell reader, love is one of those bonds which enable people to function and societies to flourish without being directed from above.
Yes.
Love is one of the many ways we influence each other and work out our interrelated lives without the help of the anointed.
Yes.
Now, of course, the theme that runs all the way through this book, as we've already established, is the anointed, the intelligentsia. And what you're saying here is, in fact, a kind of brutal analysis. You are saying that their drive to power is so extreme that in some way it leads them to smother their own natural instinct toward love and to disregard it in other people.
Well,
is that fair?
Love is one of the things that makes it possible for us to live without the anointed telling us what to do. But there are other things, too, that create independence that the anointed are very much annoyed by, ranging from guns to automobiles. That the whole thing,
I think I see an answer to Occupy Wall Street. It's Tom Sowell, and we're going to call it Love, Guns, and Automobiles. But go ahead, explain that. That ordinary people leading their own lives.
Without any need to seek direction from above, from the anointed, that annoys them. Otherwise, they would be cut out of this loop entirely.
All right. Marriage. Again, the Thomas Sowell reader. Despite attempts to equate married couples with people who are living together as domestic partners, married couples, genuinely married couples, not domestic partners, are in fact better off by almost any standard you can think of. Close quote.
Income. People who are married have higher incomes. Domestic violence. The rate of domestic violence in marriage is a fraction of what it is among people who are simply living together. The abuse of children in married couples, families, is a fraction of what the abuse of children is among people who are simply living together. So if you put it to an empirical test, it's just very clear that marriage makes a difference. Among blacks, black married couples have had a poverty rate in single digits every year since 1994. So there is a difference.
Now, no-fault divorce, making divorce easier. This begins in, the 60s, I guess, is when it really picks up steam. There are a few states earlier than that. No-fault divorce is now commonplace across the country. Most recently, we have gay marriage. New York, New York is, I guess, the third largest state by population these days. New York enacted gay marriage. Is there am I reading too much? Would you see a continuum of a kind of animus against this fundamental institution of marriage?
Yes.
You would?
Yes. The first draft of the Communist Manifesto, which Engels wrote, specifically wanted to dismember the family. And Marx decided that wasn't going to fly. And so when he rewrote it, he left that out. But that's been there. If you follow the left back over the past 2 centuries, you see in there one way or another where they try to undermine the decision-making autonomy of the family.
They sense it as an enemy from the very beginning.
Oh, absolutely. When Hillary Clinton said, it takes a village to raise a child, and someone said it takes a village idiot to believe that. What they're saying is they want to come in there and tell them. You see, it's part of the whole thing of third parties wanting to make decisions for which they pay no price when they're wrong. You see, when the parent raises the child the wrong way, the parent pays the price when the child goes down the tubes. But these third parties can sit back in their wherever they are, Washington or whatever. And if the things they tell us turn out to be wrong, it doesn't hurt them. For example, before we introduced sex education into the schools in the 60s, the rate of venereal disease had been going down every single year. Teenage pregnancy had been going down every single year. I think it was the rate of infection for gonorrhea in 1960 was half of what it was in 1950. So all these things were going down before the left came into the schools with their sex education. And all these things reversed and shot up immediately afterwards. But nobody paid any nobody who pushed that paid any price for it.
The Thomas Sowell reader. I'm going to quote you, and then I'm going to quote John Kennedy.
Okay.
All right? The Thomas Sowell reader. 4-letter words like love, duty, work, and save are hallmarks of people who make their own way through life without being part of some grandiose scheme of the anointed or of government bureaucracies that administer such schemes. Close quote. Ask not, John Kennedy said, what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. And I thought to myself, I believe Tom Sowell would answer John Kennedy and say, no, don't ask what you can do for your country. That's already presumption and arrogance. Ask what you can do for your family.
Yes.
Ask what you can do to take care of yourself. Ask what you can do for your neighbors. Is that true?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.